Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. This is a place where diverse individuals discuss various topics from the Fallout universe. Join us, the conversation has already started.
Welcome to another episode of the Fallout Roundtable. I am your host, Maverick Stone, and today I'm not in my normal spot. I lost power at home. But today we have another episode, a wonderful episode for you. And I'm here with my two friends, Jaxus and Sassy Lady. Everyone, say hello.
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 Well, before we do go on to what we talk about, how about we rate, review, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Fallout Roundtable. It's our same logo as like on our everything else besides Apple Podcast. I have to change that one. And you can see us on Twitter at Fallout RTB. And you can send us something there. There's a bunch of cool photos from last weekend from Jaxus and I, what we did last weekend. You can send us an email, falloutrtb@gmail.com.
Real quick, since you did mention that, all of you folks that I did interviews with, I'm going to be doing a special video where it's going to be me, Mav, and our old man Liver. We're going to kind of go into there together, and we're going to kind of look at all of the interviews and kind of do a little reaction video with that. So, our friends from Canada and New Zealand who, like, dude, that guy from New Zealand, I couldn't believe
that dude was
came
awesome.
all the way from New Zealand just for the event, dude. And
that's
cool.
Yeah.
And then they had an
awesome.
entire band from Spain come all the way over.
Oh, wow.
Like the whole band, like all their stuff and everything.
Oh, my
Came all the way
gosh.
from Spain specifically to like play at the event. It was an amazing experience. Yeah, there was like
great.
3,000 plus people there this
Yeah.
time.
I knew there was a lot of people.
Yeah,
there was
crazy.
a ton of people. It was a great turnout.
And then, so our buddy Ben, who is the guy who's in the big old huge power armor, the Enclave power armor.
Yeah.
Was it XO1, right?
Yeah,
so,
XO1.
Yeah. So he's there in the XO1. He created this helmet that, as a matter of fact, hold on one second. I think.
Yeah, we still got the picture. It's on our Twitter.
Yeah, well, no, I got the pictures right here on my computer.
So
I can actually go like so, since I've taken.
And you're welcome for those pictures because somebody was having too much fun and not posting enough pictures. So somebody who didn't get to go was retweeting literally everything I could find on the event.
Here we have Old Man Liver, Steven Stats, and this helmet. You see that gold on the top there? That's actual gold plating.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was legitimate.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous seeing this thing in person.
That's cool.
So like
the thing was heavy as hell too.
So what?
I didn't actually
Did they raffle that off or something?
No. That's
that was just
that's
a
gift for him from the New Arizona.
Oh wow.
Is it New Arizona Republic? Let me see.
Yeah, it's New Arizona.
NewArizonaRepublic.com. And these guys are do a lot of cosplay out in the Arizona area. And my buddy Ben is one of those guys, and just really, really down to earth, really great people. I mean, it was such a killer experience, but he made this helmet for Steven because he's done so much for all of us.
Yeah.
And like
that is
so
here's wow,
check
that out.
Video.
Oh my gosh.
It was such a great time watching that.
So cool. Wow. His hat on it. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was a great time.
It's funny to see Old Man Liver in anything other than his cowboy hat.
Yeah, well, his cowboy hat and them spiky shoes of his is amazing. Yeah, but yeah, no, so I just wanted to share that. That's really cool. And then
for all you audio listeners, we are showing photos.
Yeah, we're also looking at, so there's a picture of TCAS Mantis, and I believe that's his wife, and one of his listeners, and he was out there signing like all day long as usual.
Yeah, the coolest dude in the world.
Yeah, and just, really, I mean, without him, it probably would not have had his. There's Jake the Courier, and there's an individual there that I won't mention. And then my wife back there is one of the White Glove Society in the corner there.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. The back of the head of the kid over there, that's actually my daughter.
Oh, wow.
Let me see there. There's my youngest.
That's your daughter?
And then there's
the
me
one
in
on
the
the left
corner.
is my youngest. There's Maverick there staring at his phone.
Uh-huh.
My wife in her white glove society stuff without her
She's
paint on her face.
pretty.
Yeah, and
What did she see in you?
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
and then there's me.
there's Ma.
Hi,
And there's
ma'am.
Mav and Mav Mom.
There's Ben.
I loved these
Yeah.
ladies.
Yeah, there's Ben there, and his the guy that got his head looking down there. It's his handler that kind of helped guide him through
Helps them
everything.
guide, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that thing was huge.
Yes.
It was huge.
That's a really great suit of power armor.
It
But
is.
I gotta
yeah.
tell you,
The
the granny
cooler in person.
squad was amazing. They're
Yeah.
amazing.
Dude. So they won that whole thing. They
won that contest.
They did? I thought
Yeah,
Yeah.
they won.
one.
They won the group portion.
Oh, the group portion. Okay. Because didn't Christine win?
Yes.
Yeah,
individual?
Christine did win.
She stayed
Yeah.
in character the whole time, man.
Wow.
We were
did
all
she?
applauding. Yeah, she did.
So she just didn't talk at all?
No, she didn't
No.
talk one bit.
Wow. That'd be a great costume for somebody who's an introvert.
So like right here we've got what was her name again? Oh yeah, Erica as Ben's girlfriend. That's her in the little checkered outfit. She made that backpack and she does a lot of like cosplay stuff herself. And then the guy with the 111 on his back, that's actually isn't that Chad that plays the character Chad in the Fallout
I think so.
76? I'm not positive, but
Mhm.
he is a voice actor that's like been in the video games and done a lot of the mods and things like that. And then there's Chip, and then you said you know that guy with the long hair too, right?
I don't.
You don't know? Okay.
I don't think so.
All
I
right.
can't remember his name. I met him, but I can't remember his last.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I wanted to make sure I shouted out those guys there. But yeah, it was a
Coolest
great time.
people.
As you can see on the
I
background,
know
that
the
banner.
girl sort of that played Mama Murphy.
Right, there's somewhere in there. You know, it's
Yeah.
weird. You see where the flag is for the California Republic? Look right below it. The guy sitting there.
Yeah.
Isn't that creepy looking?
He does look like a creeper. He kind of does, but it just works out like that.
Yeah, but
No, I love the banner that Chip made because it just talks about all his different shows and stuff for the Chipmunk show.
And then the Fallout for Hope one there. If you look on the sides, there's the QR codes there. Everybody kept trying to give us cash.
Yeah, everyone kept trying to
Oh
give us
wow,
cash.
really?
We're like,
Yeah.
no, man, you got to click on that right there.
Oh
No,
wow.
And then I'm like,
But
they're
that's
like,
cool that people wanted to donate.
yeah, but they were like, they were trying to give us cash, and I'm like, we can't.
Aw.
It doesn't work like that. We can't
Yeah,
take
no,
cash.
we don't want your cash.
And then we're like, just use your phone and go to that
Yeah.
QR code there. And they're like, some of them are like, well, we can't right now. We don't have the internet. I said, fine. Just remember to
Right,
go to
that's true.
tiltify.com. And when you go to tiltify.com, you just type in Fallout for Hope, and it'll direct you to the right area inside Tiltify, because that's who they use for all of their donation bases. So that way they were able to get on there and do it that way. So it was really cool. I know
That's
we
Ben.
completely like skidded right off the tracks, but let's get back to what we're actually doing here. I'm going to stop that because we're going to probably bounce in and out of there a few hundred times. So Mav, you were wondering whether or not Obsidian was going to possibly get a contract to do the next Fallout game.
Do the next main Fallout 5. Yeah.
So yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Sassy? Because you were saying that a lot of the people from Obsidian aren't even there anymore, right?
No, they're not. But I think that people want to see Obsidian, like the original Obsidian people, come back together. I know there's a lot of hype about it when the studio was picked up by, the same studio that now has Bethesda.
Microsoft.
They kind of figured that since they're all owned by the same corporate entity, whatever, that somehow as a conglomerate, that maybe they could all, force them to come together and bring back, because we all know Bethesda's, they're pretty slow at putting out content.
Well, that's because they put so much time into putting it together.
They do.
Yeah,
I mean, look
they
how long that
take
they worked on Starfield.
Yeah,
and they
still
wanted
wish
it.
They would have made a multiplayer for it.
They took forever and ever and ever, and they wanted it to be released bug free, and yet they've released it with, I'm sorry, old photo mode. And there is a few bugs and things like that, and it's just like, they will be having to do some updates in that game.
So a quick correction. Sorry, guys. Ben is actually Novaroon cosplay.
That's what I was trying to say.
And hers is Vault Girl Blues.
Vault Girl Blues. That's what I was
That's
trying to
what
think
it is.
of.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm like, that
I
doesn't
just want to make
sound
sure we
right.
got that corrected.
Yes,
and then we
she's
can move
Vault
on.
Girl
Yeah.
Blues. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she and Brian have talked before and they've done stuff together. So anyway, so I know that everybody got real excited because they thought, oh, since the two studios were owned by Microsoft, that means we can get Fallout 2 made and Obsidian can do it. But, there was a lot of differing opinions that, well, the people who did it, who made Fallout New Vegas are no longer at Obsidian. So would it really be the same thing? And would Bethesda want to give up that control? Although Bethesda has given up control of some of their
Well, why
content.
couldn't they, they could oversee it though. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, would think, right? I mean,
hand the work
and we
to
have seen that
somebody.
Bethesda has brought in other studios to help with content.
Well, what was
with
those other ones that we
76.
were talking about? 011 and Spirasoft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so didn't you say 011 had something to do with Rust?
No,
they were
no.
they made Rust.
So if they
I
made
thought it was Spare
Rust,
11.
was it Spare 11? I don't know. What's
I thought it was
No.
Spare 11.
No, it's 011 is the developer of Rust.
Okay, so if they're the developers of Rust, I mean, we've seen what Rust looks like. Rust's a pretty cool looking game.
Mhm.
Mind you, there's stuff in Rust that makes me want to beat my head against a wall until I
You
just
and other
pass
people,
out.
yeah.
I can't stand the, degradation levels and all that stupidity. And then when you log out and you log back in, everything you did is gone. I wouldn't want that kind of crap going on in Fallout.
No.
That would piss
And
me
I
off.
don't think it would. I mean, because they didn't bring that to 76.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, which is great. Thank you for not screwing up our game. But
thank you.
I think that's where Bethesda has that oversight, right? Where they're going to be like,
yeah,
these are the basics, like these are the basics of all the Fallout games, right? So you can't change that.
So I guess there's another developer out there called Arcane. Do we know anything about Arcane?
I didn't even know Arcane was working.
Well, they had done some things for Fallout 76 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Arcane
But
developer.
I don't know if they're actually working on anything at the moment, since they did their DLC thing.
Okay, so they're the creators of
DLC
Redfall.
did they do?
They did Redfall.
Redfall. That makes
Deathloop.
sense. It's
yeah,
it's completely different.
And a game called Prey. And so
Prey's
they're
pretty
the
good,
creators
that's
of
again,
they're also the
Bethesda
creators
worked
of
with somebody
Dishonored.
else.
Yeah.
So Bethesda has worked with other people.
Yeah, so I mean there's
The game's
options
out.
here. Actually, I mean Redfall looked really cool, but that's one of those top-down type games, right? If I remember
guys, going
right.
back to 011.
I
Did you know?
don't
Did you know they made Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4 and years 5 through 7?
Lego Harry Potter?
Yeah, and did you know that they made Goat Simulator?
No.
Oh God.
I haven't
They
even
made
checked that game out,
Goat
but I've seen it like,
Simulator.
I've seen advertisements for it, but I'm like,
I mean, there's
yeah,
screaming
Goat
goats in Goat Simulator.
That's like the Stray Cat game. I was like, nah, yeah, I just can't get into that.
Yeah, 011.
I looked at Stray. It was just like, even on sale, it's just too expensive to buy for me to just play a cat game.
Yeah, going back to 011. 011 has been recently announced to be lead developers on the new Red Dead.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Wow.
It
sounds like they're pretty busy too.
With Rockstar Games.
So they sound like they just mainly just like add to other developers' content.
Yeah.
What, a 011?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I honestly don't think it'd be cool to see, because I've played a lot of these games, like Lego Harry Potter, obviously, because I'm a Lego fan through and through. Goat Simulator, a lot of these, and then of course Rust. Rust is on this list. I'm going off their Wikipedia page, and they have like all the list of games that they've gone through. I've played a lot of these games. But I'm like, these are not serious games. Besides, like Red Dead, Rust.
Oh, Red Dead's a very serious game. Yeah.
Well, you got
Yeah,
the whole
I-
Dishonored series that's, part of that Arcane company.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I
So-
agree. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
in with them recently, as of August 7th of 2013, they're lead developing a new Red Dead game.
Well, I'm reading on a blog that says that the Double 11 started working with 76 late 2020, and that they're working on like 5 years of content for Fallout 76, and that they're looking to expand their studio as they develop more content in the future.
Yeah, I've read
The
that
more and
too.
more I look at this Arcane Studios, though, the more I'm kind of lean in that direction as far as a desire to see something Fallout come through them.
How do you spell that?
Arkane.
A-N.
Yeah, because they've had their hands in on a lot of different really high end games. Mind you, not all the games are like woohoo exciting to me, but
Mhm.
their abilities are shown through these games. You can see some really cool parts of their user interface elements and like Dishonored and graphic.
Or do we just want it to have Bethesda to just take their time like they've always done and just pump out another Fallout game,
Yeah.
like 3 and 4?
If I was
Well,
Methuselah, maybe, I mean,
I mean, I would love to play Fallout 5 before I'm too old to hold the controller.
I would think that Bethesda, as much as I brought this question up and this up, I don't think they would give up one of their main titles.
I don't
As
think
No,
that,
I
much
don't.
as
I
yeah,
don't think that, but they don't have to give it up either. You
no,
know,
because it still belongs to them, and
yeah,
I
it
mean,
still belongs, but I'm saying,
and I know
like,
that they've committed to working on what Skyrim or whatever the hell it is.
yeah, another
ESO,
Skyrim.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls. That's it. They got to do
Elder
Elder
Scrolls
Scrolls
Online.
6.
Oh, we need to take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back after this message, and we'll get right back into the conversation.
Ever wanted to be a content creator but had no clue where to begin? Come join me as I sit down with content creators that have already faced the challenges you're up against, as they discuss the tips and tricks that help them be successful. Here on The Content Creator's Guide, available wherever podcasts can be found.
Okay, everybody, we're back. Thank you. Hi. We're gonna be talking about the video game now. Something right.
So
Anyway.
where were we?
I'm not sure. I just got kind of I got a
Um,
furball, so
I think we were talking about why Bethesda would not give
Oh,
up one of their main
Bethesda.
titles.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
typically
they
do.
use, I'm sorry not to interrupt, but
Go ahead.
I've seen that, I've read this before, that when they go into a game, like a Skyrim, like one of their main titles that the main studio produces, they don't give it up. They use the whole thing. They use all the studios that are underneath of them, that are underneath Bethesda, and unless it's like a spin-off game, like another New Vegas or a that's when they give it out to people.
that's something I would actually wish would happen. To be perfectly honest with you, is another.
I
New
would love
Vegas
a
game.
remastered I would love a remastered New Vegas.
I didn't even say,
Or even a New Vegas
remastered.
2.
Yeah, New Vegas 2
Yeah, New
would be
Vegas
much
2
fun.
would make sense.
And
Yeah.
then so like, because like Prey was a first-person shooter video game developed by Arcane Austin, and it was published by Bethesda Softworks. There's no reason that they couldn't do that same thing, which is probably what they did with Obsidian to begin with New Vegas. So they could do that again with like Arcane or what is it, Double 11 or one of these
Anybody.
other. Yeah, I mean, it's still going to have Bethesda's name on it. It's still going to be published through them. It's just the main developers might have been Double 11 or Arcane or one of these others. So they're not really giving anything away. It's more of a collaboration.
I feel
That's what I like, a
more-
collaboration. I mean, there's no reason to, like, they have hired this studio. So basically, they are working for Bethesda, even if they are a different studio. They're working for Bethesda. So who's to say that Bethesda, it's not being developed by them? It's just these people were not originally Bethesda employees, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's just a way to get these things to us faster because honestly, I don't care if I don't play Elder Scrolls. I don't care if I see Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever. I know people are like,
Unfortunately, there is a
but we
billion
love
other
it.
people
I
that
know.
do
And there's
love
probably
that
more
game.
people
So
that
yeah,
like Elder Scrolls than like
There
Fallout.
are dedicated Skyrim
I know.
people that
I
will
know.
kill
Well, my
you.
son is one of them. I know. He likes the game and it's fine. It's just that's not my genre. And of course, I didn't think space was my genre either. So, and I know that they have to release content on that. They've got to support Starfield for at least how many years did they say they were going to support that?
I
But I
don't
know
remember.
they've
It's going
got
to be
at
a
least
while.
one more deal. They've got one DLC they've committed to because they pre-sold it.
Yeah, they pre-sold. They can't go back on that one.
No.
I feel that they would use a different studio for that and not, kind of like what they do for 76.
Maybe. Yeah, they could because then they could get started on Elder Scrolls because I know that's the next one slated.
Yeah, it's
But
Elder Scrolls, and
that
then
means we're looking at like 10
Fallout
years
5.
for Fallout.
so
Yeah.
Arcane Studios is actually
Long time.
through Microsoft themselves.
That would
Well,
help
aren't they
a lot.
all now though? Because aren't they all bought now by Microsoft?
Well, Microsoft pretty much owns all of them, even Bethesda. So, Microsoft has said that it has no plans to close developer Arcane Austin right now, but it sounds like they've definitely thought about it. Last month, Xbox was at arguably their lowest point in over 20 years, and that
Not
was
surprising.
Metro
how many fun
UK
games?
who put that out.
You know how many fun games are on the PlayStation right now? I'm not surprised they're at their lowest. As much as I am an Xbox player myself, and I'm an Xbox player through and through, I wish I had a PlayStation because there's so many games that are PlayStation exclusives that I can't get on my Xbox, and that would give me a reason to get a PlayStation
or just get a better PC.
I do not want to get a PC.
Oh, hey. So I looked up Sparrowsoft. They worked on Starfield, Halo,
wow.
Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Dead Space, and Dead Island.
They're the people that made the crappy Call of Duty game this year.
I don't know that they did the crappy Call of Duty game or not. No, did they?
Modern Warfare 3 is crap right now.
I guess it is them.
Right, but they've done
it was ruined by their thing with Warzone because they wanted to make the campaign more like Warzone, and it's dumb. But this is not a Call of Duty podcast. So I'm going to leave those comments to myself.
Okay. Somebody had a soapbox they had to kick out from under themselves.
I had
I also don't play Call of Duty, so I can't really say anything.
I have all three of the new Call of Duty game. The first Modern Warfare, the second one, and the third one. And the third one
wasn't the new Assassin's Creed game, the Mirage?
Mirage wasn't that bad though.
Wasn't that supposed to be really good? They worked on that.
They're not that bad. That one wasn't that bad. I'm not an Assassin's Creed guy, but I didn't think it was bad.
Well, they worked on that. That they collaborated with Ubisoft.
Oh, well, so Ubisoft has made quite a bit of really decent games. So
yeah.
So
Ubisoft makes decent games.
Probably another one of those studios that.
But if they worked on the most recent Halo games, then that's high end, and that's got its own
Halo. Yeah, Halo Infinite.
They worked on Infinite. So
it wasn't that bad.
I'm guessing like these two studios are just studios that like help out big studios.
It sounds like it.
They're there as like
why couldn't one of these guys step up and
like Obsidian did back in the day?
I mean, Bethesda's already used them, so keep using them and get these other games out faster or whatever, so that we can get games out.
Yeah, well, I
put out like teaser material. Because wasn't that what New Vegas was teaser material until Fallout 3 came out?
It was kind of just like a spinoff. They were just trying to throw something out there and see if it's
because it was so long between games.
Which that's what's happening right now. So why not make another new Vegas?
It's going to be a drought between Fallouts.
But I feel like at this point, besides between the main games of between 4 and 5, 76 will take that place of a New Vegas, I feel, which I'm not going to be happy about.
Well,
There's a lot of people that won't.
That must be what they think, but
though.
a lot of people aren't. Yeah, a lot of people don't like. I mean, there's people who you either love it or hate it with 76. It seems
well,
like.
And they would have to do something absolutely incredible with 76, like a massive expansion, like maybe having an entire
whole new map.
Or like the Miami Blues thing, like becoming 76 or something. You know what I mean? A whole new area of the United States,
right?
That they
just have to have like a new map
connected. Yeah,
like a new map. I feel.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what the Atlantic City brings, because yes, it looks like another daily ops thing, but it doesn't.
I would rather just a whole nother territory.
It's not supposed to be as grindy as the pit was. I don't know.
Yeah, the pit wasn't that good though.
The pit,
it was boring.
The pit was the pit.
The pit was, and it, and it was beautiful, but it wasn't very.
It was a great concept what they brought out.
It looked
in a way. I wish they had not taken us back to somewhere we'd already been.
Right.
I feel like they were trying to hit our nostalgia nerve, and it just ended up failing.
Well, because we wanted for a short time.
We wanted more of what we had, and they didn't give us.
Yeah, because I feel with the pit, especially the pit DLC, that happened before Fallout 3, so they had to. It was a prequel, and it just didn't turn out well.
It was a good DLC too.
I'm not saying it was a bad DLC. I'm just saying just execution itself wasn't that good.
Well, because of the fact that it was a good DLC, we had like high hopes for this expedition.
Yeah. Okay, let me rephrase that. Yeah. The Fallout 3 DLC was a great DLC. Mm-hmm. How they tried to execute it in Fallout 76, not good.
Yeah,
there.
And I kind of wish they had made it something different other than the pit, because we had expectations. We had
expectations from people that I talked to. Expectations were way too high for the pit once they develop it, and then I knew if it was very high hopes, it was going to be like.
I think they should have grabbed another rabbit out of their hat and just like did Florida or.
Like they're doing with
New Mexico,
Atlantic City. It's like completely different. We've never been there in any game.
Yeah, I feel like they should just do that with 76. Don't go unless it's like something under the radar, going back to nostalgic. I don't think
I would love it if they did it where you went somewhere and like I can't remember the name of the game off the top of my head right now, but there's an area where you would like go through a sewer tunnel, and when you come back through the sewer tunnel on the other side, you'd be in a completely different place. In other words, China or something crazy.
That's one long ass sewer tunnel.
Yeah,
that is.
But it'd be like a warping kind of thing. Like you don't know how you got there. Kind of like taking some Nuka shine, right?
Oh,
and then just
like you're in China now.
Right? Kind of some wormhole kind of bullshit. I mean. We can make anything make sense in 76.
Yeah, everything just doesn't make sense in 76.
Yeah, so
we can just make something else not make sense.
Yeah, so like I would think it would be just you could almost create a whole new game out of that just by all of a sudden now you're in China, you're dealing with, you're an American in China, so everybody wants to kill you.
But I feel like though we also have high hopes on that also, even if it's a new place, because it'd just be an extension of the Great War.
Possibly, but at the same time, if it's been irradiated like they did in the United States, and you've got, let's say, the People's Republic of China in there is fractured.
No, I would understand
kind of like that is in the United States, and then you've got all these little settlements that are like, I don't know, American friendly kind of thing. Like you can stay here with us. and then this person helps out this town and that town, and you can eventually sway it in your direction.
I feel like it's
To
another
bring back like the reputation rating.
kind of, yeah. What was
like
that,
they
Matt?
did. I feel that would be another Preston Garvey situation, though.
Not necessarily, because
Eh.
that's like Fallout New Vegas. You had you had different settlements, but you had reputation on whether you were welcoming.
I feel like that
though.
though. I feel like the reputation system though within the like New Vegas. I feel like that was just with factions though. It wasn't with settlements, unless I haven't played the game in like weeks now.
Not to say that they couldn't.
Yeah, but
do it
each
that way.
settlement was kind of related to a faction, so that.
In a
Oh yeah,
sense,
no, yeah. I
and
know
at the
that
same
much,
time,
yeah.
there's no reason they couldn't twist it to make it fit. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all
I
speculating.
mean, it's a
here
new
anyway,
game; you can do
so-
whatever you want.
right?
Well, yeah,
and we're
yeah,
just
obviously.
speculating anyhow. I'm just thinking of like possibly doing something somewhere else and doing it in a way where they can get it quick enough to where we can get into the game and it not. Well, obviously we don't want a shit game, but we
Well, obviously
do,
we don't want one.
Right,
We're all
but
Fallout fans. We
but we
deserve
want-
something good.
but we want some decent content. We want some content like yesterday.
But they
not-
have all these assets that they already have, right?
Yeah, there are a ton of assets.
Not like
out
they have
there.
to rebuild an entire game.
right. No,
They just have to tweak a couple things, probably
Right.
here and there.
that's what
yeah.
I'm thinking. Yeah.
To
So-
like
I-
use
I-
the assets
I'm-
they have to build a new world.
Yeah, but I'm also afraid that there's going to be another load screen, even
Well-
if it's a multiplayer game.
well, if you're
which
going
would
to
bring
get
you into a
if you're going to
server.
get a load screen going
Always
from
load
one map
screens.
to the other,
Yeah.
and then once you're in the other map, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, that's just that to me that would be, that wouldn't hurt my feelings at all.
I mean, you always have. I mean, when you go
I'm-
into a different instance, there's always a load screen.
Well, yeah, it's just like when you get on the vertibird and you're,
Uh-huh.
flying into,
Well, yeah.
the pit, you get that
When
load
you
screen
go
there.
into a major building, there's a load screen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned with that. I don't think that-
I was just thinking, maybe there would be one like in some games where all there is load screens. I'm just like, I don't want another one.
Yeah, yeah. I have a feeling that if it was a load screen from one map to the other,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
think
what I
that-
mean.
yeah,
Which
I don't think you
there
would really
and then
care that
there.
much.
But that's the way it was
Yeah.
with, Fallout 4, whenever you went to, like, you got on a boat, you had a load screen, and you ended up in Far Harbor.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it didn't take 15 minutes to get to the load screen,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say then it'd be all right. A good 30 seconds of waiting for a little
Mhm.
spinny thing. All right, cool.
Yeah.
and
I
as long
mean,
as you
Show me a hint like they did.
well,
like,
just
here's
think
your
about
tip.
all the times you've
Show
tried
me
to get into
something cool.
76 and the map was full, and you had to
Mhm.
wait for another map. I mean, that can be,
yeah,
unbearable
that could
for-
be a pain.
right. So
Well, it's not such a problem. Not since Starfield's come out.
right.
Yeah, not since
Nobody's
Starfield. No one's
Not as
playing
many people are
76.
playing anymore.
So do you guys have
No.
anything else? I mean, I'm kind of speculatoried out.
Fallout 2, I mean, New Vegas 2 would be fun.
Mhm.
I do have
Done in
some.
this style that Obsidian did, whether it's actually Obsidian that's doing it or not, I don't think matters.
Who did that game? What is it? Outer Worlds?
I don't remember.
Outer
Hold on,
Worlds
hold
was
on.
done by
Was that an Obsidian game?
no,
Hold on.
I just saw this today because I want to say it's
They were made by Obsidian.
Obsidian. Yeah.
They were
Okay.
made by Obsidian.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why a lot of
That-
people
that
tried
wasn't-
playing. That game
yeah,
was
that-
okay.
It was okay. I wasn't the best. I wasn't impressed.
I didn't play it. So.
No,
It looked
to
pretty.
me,
I,
it looked
I
like-
watched someone else play it.
It was
and I'm
like grab
"It's not the
Fallout
best."
and grab BioShock and smash them together and then give it brighter colors.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's what it seemed like to
Hmm.
me. I mean, the gameplay was the story was kind of
It's not. It wasn't as good of a story play as they did with New Vegas.
yeah.
The story play in New Vegas was so much better than in Outer
See,
Worlds.
that just goes to show, when everybody's like, "Oh, Obsidian has to do the next Fallout," it's like it's not the same people.
Not with the new people,
Yeah.
That's where you got to kind of ask questions.
And I think that's what a lot of people are saying is like it's not going to be the same.
No, it's. I feel like it won't be the
Now,
same.
what
but-
happened to those people? Where are they now? That's the question you need
Some
to
have
ask.
retired, I'm sure, or
Yeah, They
or
got
moved
old.
on.
Do you know how old New Vegas is now?
Well, I mean, not everybody's a fossil at this point, and if they are, some of them might still like the program.
Well, I mean, look, I mean, Pete Hines just retired, so
Actually,
Yeah, he just
who
retired.
was it that TKS Mantis just interviewed? That guy was part of
He was the creator of Fallout.
yeah, of the first Fallout.
Yeah, the first one. That's a game I'd love
that
to
would
see
be
remade.
now maybe we
He
can
has his own YouTube channel, and he talks about, development and stuff like that.
well maybe it would be nice because he was talking about I like to make my own little toys, and his toys are games, and he was talking to TKS Mantis about it, and I'm like sitting here thinking to myself, well, why can't we update 1 and 2 to be more like 3 and 4?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
That'd be
might actually
nice.
play it then if it's like that, because it's
Well,
just
it might make it to where like the newer player can actually
playable
go in.
game.
Yeah,
I actually know what
mind you,
Fallout and Fallout 2 are, to be honest.
I
Because they
think
didn't
that
just
would.
keep all the same content,
Yeah, keep all the same content,
just
all
change
the
the
gameplay.
gameplay.
Yeah, from a top down to where 3 and 4 are.
A third person
Yeah.
game. I think
Mhm.
it'd be better as a third person game, and people could relate better with it. And actually, he could actually expand on his own, design. I mean, I'm sure he had ideas after he was done, like, "Ooh, I could have done this. Ooh, I could have done that." Now you can play with it. Now you can do that.
He probably can't though, because he can't mess with somebody else's IP.
Oh, because it's not his IP anymore.
It's not his IP.
Sold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Bethesda bought it, so he can't mess around with it.
Yep. Bethesda,
I don't know.
you're
If I was Bethesda, I'd
listening,
probably
please.
be sitting down at the table with him.
But wouldn't you? I mean, if you were smart, in a business sense kind of way, wouldn't you be like, hey, there's money to be made here if
Yeah.
we just tweak or tune or revamp or whatever these games, then that's like a whole nother market.
Well, and Bethesda doesn't need him to do it either. They could literally
No.
just go to somebody else and have them do it.
Yeah, it'd be
Right.
another
But why
spinoff,
not?
kind of
But
like,
why not have the original guy who
Tim
thought
Kaine,
this
right?
whole
Isn't that his
thing
name?
up?
Tim Kaine? Is that his
Hmm?
name?
Tim
Kaine, is
Kaine, I
that-
believe.
Yeah, Tim Kaine.
Yeah, and like I said, TKS Mantis just did an interview with him.
Well, he
Yeah,
has his
wasn't
own YouTube channel that he started this year, and he talks about that stuff a lot. And he might explain on there why he's not doing it. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of his videos. I've seen a couple, but he does
I
talk
don't
a
know
lot
where
about
TKS Mantis was when
back
he
in the day.
did that video, but I like his setup. I thought it was kind of cool looking.
I feel like that was just for the interview, though.
Well, that's what I meant. I thought it was cool. He had this like backdrop with it's like a wood with these little circles in it, and a throw down carpet and 2 chairs. It was
Ah.
just a nice little. It was like a
Like a little
You know
mobile
what
thing.
it was kind of a homey feeling. It was kind of reminded me of that David Letterman thing that he's doing now, where he sits in chair, just has a one-on-one conversation with somebody.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was kind of. I got that kind of vibe from it. It was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I did too when I watched it.
Anyway, guys, I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're gonna take off now. Go do stuff. We're gonna go play video games, probably.
I'm gonna figure out if my house still has power back.
Yep. All right. You guys have a great night. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Night.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.